If you are tired of burning the midnight oil and still not getting the grace you want, this video is for you. Today, we are diving deep into how you can study less and achieve higher grades with unique and powerful strategies. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle. This principle suggests that 80% of your resource comes from 20% of your efforts. Don't get convinced into thinking that the more hours you spend studying, the higher your grades would be. It is not always true. There were times I would spend so much time preparing for exams, and at the end of the day, I would be so discontent and discouraged after seeing my results. This was happening because I failed to understand and appreciate this 80-20 principle, and so I paid the price accordingly. Instead of spending all your time reading and reading aimlessly, why don't you spend some time to figure out what is necessary to know in the chapter and just pay extra attention to these high yield points? It is not everything that is asked in the exams, and in each chapter of your textbook, there are some facts which are not necessary and won't appear in the exams. Those facts, diagrams, or charts are there to better explain the main concept. So, if you understand the concept, there's no need wasting so much time on the accompanying explanatory passages. Let me say this again. The amount of hours spent studying does not equal the amount of knowledge gained. It is kind of delusional, and I understand. To be able to study less and get higher grades, the 80-20 principle is the way to go. How then do you apply the principle in your studies? To apply this, identify the key concepts that are frequently tested in your courses, the past exam papers, the quizzes you take, the lecture slides, and areas where your lecturers lay more emphasis on should guide you. Focus your study time on mastering those crucial topics. Not only does this save time, but it also maximizes your results. Another way to study less and get higher grades is by mastering the art of the reverse learning technique. Let's face it, traditional studying methods can be tedious and ineffective. You spend hours reading notes, trying to memorize formulas, and still you are not retaining the information. It is time to flip the script. How about you try the reverse learning technique? Reverse learning is a powerful technique where you start with complex concepts and work backward to understand the basics. It is like solving a puzzle, beginning with the final piece. Think about this. You want to get higher grades, right? So your purpose for studying for the most part is to do well in the exams. So instead of seamlessly reading textbooks with no hope of doing well in the exam, how about you study the exam itself? Start with potential exam questions and work backward to identify the necessary content. Your lecturers are out of questions and would only just rephrase the existing questions to make them look new. Questions from past papers and all other resources are not coined from nothing. They are set from the textbooks, the concepts you learn from the topics. So if you can master the trend and the style of how questions are asked, then you would be a topper. This method lets you focus on what you really need to know and ensuring that your study sessions are more targeted and efficient. Make use of micro studying. Those small pockets of time, like waiting for a class or during a commute from work to home and home to work or school, are perfect for quick reviews. This approach allows you to absorb information without the pressure of long study sessions. Use apps for flashcards or summarize key points on your phone. You can use an app like Anki or Gizmo. Gizmo is an AI integrated app that tests your understanding of a material using questions, flashcards, and other quiz formats. All you have to do is to import your text or your lecture slides, or you can even take a picture of your handwritten notes right away from the app to generate a quiz for you. How beautiful! There are a whole lot of fascinating features you can explore inside this app. And the best part is it is completely free. So head over to Google Play Store and download the Gizmo app or check in the description below for the link. And please, before you say anything, this is not a sponsored advert. I ran into the app some time ago and I've used it for a while now, and I feel like sharing the good news with you. What you can do for me in return is to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also share the good news with your friends. Don't be stingy. Tip number 4. Use the Feynman Technique. Teach a concept as if you are explaining it to a child. Break it down into simple language and identify gaps in your understanding. This method not only highlights areas you need to review, but also reinforces your learning through simplification. I have a video where I explain into details how you can implement the Feynman technique in your studies, so please go check it out for a better understanding. 5. Understanding your learning style can also help you study less. Are you a visual learner? Use diagrams and videos. Go on YouTube, Search the name of the topic or concept that you want to learn. There are lots of great tutors out here who make learning both easy and fun. You learn better through listening. Try podcast or audiobooks. And I tell you about this great website where you can turn your lecture slides or text into a podcast. This particular website is called Notebook LM. When you feed your slides into the site, it reframes it, elaborates it, and explains it in a simple and easy to understand format and to make it conversational so that you can easily follow along whilst feeling less overwhelmed. So say you have less time to cover a lot of text for an upcoming test, you can easily turn the text into a podcast. Sit back, relax, and listen. It is a very big plus if you are an auditory learner. Tailoring your study methods to your style can improve retention and make studying feel less like a grind. Next, let's talk about active learning. Instead of passively reading your textbook, engage with the material. Try teaching concepts to a friend or make use of flashcards. Quizzing yourself regularly can significantly enhance your understanding and recall. Remember, the more you interact with the material, the better you will remember it. Hey, Jawar, how many times do I have to remind you that repetition is key when it comes to memory consolidation and recall? Switch up your study environment. Changing your location can stimulate creativity and enhance focus. Try studying in a park, a cafe, or even a different room in your house. A new backdrop can refresh your mind and reduce the monotony of routine studying. Assuming you were to study in one particular place for 3 months straight, how would that feel like? Well, individual difference, but for me, it is going to feel so suffocating and sickening. So what I do is that I go to the library in the daytime, and in the night I use a classroom or my living room. Sometimes that is just the solution to your problem, and you would be so surprised how helpful it is when you start doing it. Another thing is that when you go to the library or classroom, you meet other students who would be seriously studying, so you tend to mind your own business too and get the job done. Finally, take care of your mental and physical health. Exercise, eat well, and ensure you are getting enough regular sleep. Studies show that students who maintain a healthy lifestyle perform better academically than those who don't. Alright guys, that is it for today. Come back another day for a dose. Please like this video, comment, share with your colleagues, and subscribe. My name is Jabor, and I am that guy.